Alright, just so you guys know, this is take 2. So, how's everybody doing? Davis here, back with another Otaku Puppy Bark for you guys. This is Bark number 24, so welcome to the podcast. Hope everybody's having a great week, and we'll have a great weekend coming up. For me, my weekend's pretty busy. Tomorrow, Friday, I'm going on a ghost walk thing around my town, which is where they kind of walk us around and tell us about different people who have lived in the town or who have died in the town, which is always kind of interesting. I'm a history buff, so I love that. And then I'm going to see Blink-182 on Saturday. First time seeing them live. Cannot wait. So hope everybody has a great weekend. Jumping right into the bark for today. I've been seeing a lot of commercials about Fully Cooley Season 2 and Season 3 being subbed. And it got me thinking. We're now 6 to 8 months into Fully Cooley being done as far as Season 2 and Season 3. And it got me to thinking, which is the topic for today. And that topic is, was Fully Cooley Season 2 and Season 3 needed? And what I mean by were they needed was, if you've seen Fully Cooley, and I'm assuming that you have, we all know it's arguably one of the greatest short animes ever. It's 6 episodes of just what you can't really explain. I've seen Fully Cooley probably 10 to 15 times, and I still can't fully tell you what it's about. I mean, there's always just so much, something new you see. It's funny, it's action-packed, it's got some serious stuff in it. It's everything jumbled up into 6 great episodes, but you can never really explain what you're watching. It kind of just depends on you and what you see, and you go from there. But it's an amazing anime, and I've always been a fan of it. But I can never say that I was ever like wanting more. I was satisfied with what I had. I never wanted more Fully Cooley. But when they said that we were getting more Fully Cooley, I wasn't mad. I was like, well, okay, great. Fully Cooley is amazing. They're making more. Why not? I'll take it. I'll definitely eat it up. And so I was excited. I think most people were excited. Some were kind of hot and cold on it. Like, I kind of was toward the end. When they finally were coming on, I was like, okay, what's this going to be? But overall, I was excited. So Season 2 started, which I believe is progressive. Let me double check that here. I had my sources up because I knew I wouldn't remember. Progressive, I believe is the first one. Let me check the dates. Alternative was September 7th, and Progressive was 28th. Okay, so Alternative was the first one, I believe. No, yeah. I'm pretty sure Progressive came out first, though. Let's just go with that. For sake of this show, we're going to go with Progressive first, because it kind of dabbles into my point here. With Progressive, I enjoyed, but I didn't love. Like, I found myself enjoying the main character, which I thought was, she was cool. I enjoyed the cat. Yeah, that's Alternative. Sorry about that, guys. This podcast will be a little bit of everywhere. Just a heads up. But yeah, back to Progressive. I enjoyed the main character. I did enjoy her cat headphones, which I thought was really cool. Which that was Hidome. But overall, when I watched Progressive, I found myself, the characters were fun. Her classmates were kind of silly. I liked Mori, who was I believe the guy who wore the dresses all the time. I'm a pretty heavyset guy myself, and so he wore the dresses, which I thought was kind of cool. But I found myself watching Progressive, but just sort of watching it because it was Fully Cooley, not watching it because I was actually enjoying said story. Because when I watched Progressive, it just felt like I was watching Fully Cooley again. And excuse me. Instead of a male lead character, we had a female lead character. But everything else just felt the same. Like I said, her friends were a bit out of the box, which was fine. But the show, pacing-wise, felt like the original Fooly Cooly to me. Which is just a bunch of off-the-wall action and movements and dialogue that just kind of does stuff. And you kind of piece together as you watch it. And it wasn't, like I said, again, it wasn't a bad thing. It felt like more of the same. Like, if you're going to make a season 2, I need season 2 to feel like it's progressing. Or feel, no pun intended. Or to feel like it's moving the story more, enhancing it more, or something. And instead, it felt like a rehashing of the same story. Which I kind of figured they would do anyway, because I've never read, I think Fooly Cooly is based off a manga, I believe. I'm not even sure about that, I may be completely wrong. But if it is, I've never read it. I've never done anything outside of Fooly Cooly outside of the anime, and that's it. So, while I was watching that, it just didn't click a lot. Okay, I went back and double check before I get roasted in the comments or anything. No, Fooly Cooly is strictly original, which I thought it was. That's what I thought. But yeah, so it just didn't click to me as much as I was hoping it would. Like I said, it was enjoyable, but it just felt like more of the same. So, I had put off watching Alternative since it came out. I had never watched Alternative until last weekend. This past weekend, I finally sat down. I have the Adult Swim app on my Roku. And on there, they have all the animes that also come on Toonami. So I said, okay, I'm here at home doing not much of anything. Let's scroll through, let's watch Fooly Cooly Alternative, and then I want to do this podcast and discuss it. So I watched Alternative, thinking, okay, it's going to be a little bit more the same what we got with Progressive, but I'll just see anyway. And wow, was I ever wrong? Greatly wrong. Fooly Cooly Alternative. I know that I'm not the only one that feels this way. I saw a few comments on my anime list where people were rating it pretty high and saying some pretty controversial things about it, as far as it may being as good as the original. But I have to agree. Fooly Cooly Alternative was amazing. It was so good. Alternative is everything I wanted a new season of Fooly Cooly to be. And everything I thought it should be, from the storytelling to the characters to just those moments that I've heard a lot of people mention that Fooly Cooly, the original, is sort of based around adolescence and puberty and that sort of thing. Well, Alternative hits on all of those things, and they hit it from a female perspective is what they kind of go from, because this whole cast is female except for the one guy that a couple of the girls like. But the whole cast is female, and you have the one friend who wants to go to design school but she can't afford it. You have the one friend who's rich, but the one girl doesn't know it. You have the other friend who's the friend that wants to help everybody do everything. She's the helper. She wants to. She just cannot stay to not help you. If she sees you in distress, she wants to help. That's just what she does. And you have the one friend who's a model. She's a little bit more mature. They're in high school, but she's models, all that kind of good stuff. So she's a little more mature. The best way I can describe her character is, if any of you out there are Degrassi fans, from the old school Degrassi, when Mia, my mistake, when Mia was a model while she was at Degrassi, and she was going to like the model parties and that kind of stuff, and being a little bit more mature with her lifestyle. That's how this character is. That's the best way to describe it. But it's just, each character has their own personality, and each storyline kind of hits at a different time period, and it makes you really click with each one. Let me pull up the character list here just a second and kind of give you guys a description of what I'm talking about here. Of course, there's Haruka. She's in this, of course, is Fooly Cooly, so of course she's there. Kana is the main character. She's the one that's the helper. there's Tomomi, and then Motoyama and Hijiri. I don't see the pictures by each character, so I'm not sure which name goes to which one. I'm sorry about that. But outside of the stick, we're talking about Kana for the most part. Like I said, Kana's the main character, and she kind of wants to help everyone. And you kind of progress through them going through life, through trying to find a job, through trying to figure out what to do as far as university goes, because most they don't really have any plans. They're just kind of hanging out. Like I said, one's already doing the model thing, one wants to design school, but that's kind of a pipe dream because she has no money to pay for design school. So they kind of hang around, do random jobs here and there, and kind of just live their life during the summer. But it's so amazing. There's two really great storylines that I love from this anime. There's the one where the friend who's the model introduces them to her boyfriend, who's this college guy, and he's also a photographer. So they hang out with him, he takes pictures of him, all this good stuff. And then he meets Haruka. Haruka, might I add, I was not aware from the first Fully Cooley that, or maybe I just didn't remember, that Haruka was, how can I put this? Very, very well endowed. Let's just put it that way. I didn't remember her being smoking hot. Period. But wow, they've stepped that up again. They've stepped that up big time. Big time. So he meets Haruka while they're taking the photos and everything. And she's a bit odd, as she is. And so fast forward, he breaks up with the friend who's a model. He breaks up with her, basically just saying, it's not gonna work. It's not you, it's me. I'm kind of just want to do something else. I met somebody else, so, you were fun, and she's a little more fun. And breaks up with her. And you can see that she's hurt, and that she's kind of distraught by it. I mean, because she's in high school, she's dating this college guy. It's sort of a status thing. As if, oh wow, she's so cool, she dates a guy in college. It's the same thing for guys. We were to date a girl that was in college when we were in high school. It's like, he's got a college girl. That's awesome. And so once that's over, she kind of plays it off. It's like, oh, it's fine. I can move on and upgrade anyway. But you can tell she's hurt. You can tell she's hurt, and you can tell by the way she's masking her feeling that she's hurt. And her friends, especially Kana, sort of notices that, and they step up and go to her rescue. They step up and before they fully find out, they see him kissing Haruka in the car, like full blown makeout, and they're like, "No, we're not having this." So they pull up on him like full gang style, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna handle this." And at the same time, she's coming up to meet him to bring him back this necklace that he had given her, that he now wants to give to Haruka, in which is also weird. During that time, they go to the Fully Cooley stuff with the giant robots coming in and attacking, all that kind of stuff. And while they're doing that, the friend saves his life. She saves him, and now he's like, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think I do like you. I think I do want to be back with you." And it's like, dude, are you serious? Are you serious right now? That's really what you're going to do? You're going to just flip-flop back and forth. And her friends try to tell her, no, don't go back with him. And she doesn't. She kind of realizes that she is sort of no better than he is. Because since she's been in high school, she's been doing the modeling thing, which has sort of skewed her view of how she sees people. She kind of sees herself above people and as a little bit better than some people because she's got money. She does the modeling thing, which is kind of a glamorous job. And so she's kind of looked down on some people, even her friends to a degree. And this helps open her eyes to realize that. And so she just kind of gives him the necklace back. And when she walks off with her friends, she's kind of like, well, remember I broke up with you first. And it's like, dude, you can't save it. That's a great storyline. And then the second great storyline we get is toward the end of the anime, around episode, I guess, maybe 4 or 5. And It's where the friend who wants to go to design school, or fashion school, I should say, gets a part-time job working at like a construction site or something. And she's working there during at night, going home, sleeping, going to school in the morning. Excuse me, I said she's kind of poor. Not poor per se, but just middle to lower class family. She's got a few brothers and sisters, I believe. And her mother kind of works hard. And they feel bad that she can't do what she wants to do, and she has to work this job to kind of help support herself. So Connor finds out, and they all rally together again and go to the job site to help her work. And when she sees them there, in normal anime, a lot of times the friend shows up, we've got your back, we stick together, blah, 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 and they're like, okay, great, let's get it done. But no, she's pissed off. She's severely pissed off. She's like, listen, I don't want your help. I don't need your help. I can do this on my own. Plain and simple. I got it. Like, I can handle it. I didn't ask for your help, so I don't want your help. But they help anyway, and it's kind of thing, and she just helps. We're doing the process of this helping. Again, robot attack, Fooly Cooly stuff happens, and one of the friends gets sort of like abducted by this. I can't remember exactly what it was. I want to say like an octopus type tentacle type thing. I'm sure I'm wrong about that, but she kind of gets abducted. And while she's abducted, she kind of goes into this mode of like truthfulness, and she tells Connor exactly how she's feeling, and it's so blunt and it's so in your face. She tells her how she was never really her friend, and how she hates how she gets in everybody's business, how she can't mind her own business, how when the one friend didn't want their help, she helped anyway. When she knew that she liked a boy, Connor just jumped on him anyway and just took over and just tried to throw herself on him. And it's so direct. Like, I felt every blow of those words, and it was like, wow, she is really, really hitting her hard. And that's just another beautiful storyline in this show. Yeah, alternative really, really, really stepped it up. If you haven't seen either one of those yet, I cannot recommend alternative enough. It's a gem for sure. If you love the original, you will definitely love alternative. Like I said, some people have said it's as good as the original. I tend to agree. I put it level for sure. Progressive missed the mark a little bit for me, but not to say it was bad, it just missed the mark. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of hit on those shows. And again, like I said, were they really needed? In my opinion, no. They weren't needed. I think we were fine with just one Fooly Cooly, it being this masterful anime that everybody's seen, that everybody loves, and kind of going down in history as a great anime. So were they needed? No. But did I mind them? Not at all. I just wish that they had maybe hit a little bit harder on some of the storylines, but like I said, alternative stepped it up. So yeah, Fooly Cooly didn't need a season 2 or season 3. It really didn't. But we have them now. They can go down in history as more Fooly Cooly, and it just adds to the legacy of an already great series. It doesn't hurt the series, that's for sure. It's not like either series brought down the original Fooly Cooly name. It didn't. It just enhanced it some. So yeah. What's your opinion on the original Fooly Cooly if you've seen it? And as always, leave a like, subscribe. Thumbs up, wherever you like. Thumbs down, which is perfectly fine too. Leave a comment below, whether positive or negative. I take both. And yeah, I will see you guys probably in 2 weeks with another review. Not sure what yet, but probably gonna be a review. And yeah, so until next time, see you guys later, and Maho out. And I can't pause it, so I am out officially now.